Good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to another weekly Wednesday webinar with the United States Senate Federal Credit Union. My name is Eddie Villanueva. I'm your official MC of every single Wednesday evening. We're so glad that you're here. Please relax, sit down. You're going to learn something new this evening. And as you may already know, spring is around the corner. Time is changing. The days are getting longer. We're already wearing short sleeves, so we're just so happy about the spring coming. And with spring comes some cleaning. Sometimes you gotta clean your house, sometimes you gotta clean, your vehicles. But in this specific evening, we're gonna talk about spring cleaning your finances. We're gonna make sure that we give you some tips, before spring starts about your finances, how you can keep them in order, what you can do better to improve them, and of course, answer any questions that you may have about the United States Senate Federal Credit Union. And talking about questions, our commitment is to read all of those questions live at the end of the presentation. And of course, please use the chat feature or the Q&A, and we will be reading all of those questions at the end. And I want to say, welcome to all 21 attendees that we have right now so far. Thank you very much for joining us. If you enjoy these webinars, if this is your first time, welcome. If you're coming back again, please tell a friend, tell a neighbor, even tell your pets. We love pets over here, so tell them to join us. It's a fun night. We talk about finances, but it's a fun way to learn something new each and every Wednesday. And I do see a lot of familiar names, Shout out to my boy Jeremy. Jeremy, we're so happy that you're here, brother. Long time no see. Hopefully we see a Jeremy sighting sometime soon, but we appreciate you for being here. For those that are wondering who Jeremy is, he's one of our mortgage officers, so he can get you the best rate in the dream home that you're wishing for. So please make sure that you hit him up for mortgages. Also, Mr. Wong. Mr. Wong, you're part of the panelist team. We don't even consider you an attendee anymore. Thank you for being here with us. And for everybody else that's here, once again, welcome to another weekly Wednesday webinar. And of course, like we always say, we want to be respectful of your time. We know that everybody has things to do. Everybody has a busy schedule. So we're going to move along with the intros. So with that being said, I want to, introduce our membership development officer, Milton Aguilar Bolanos, which will proceed with the intros. Mr. Milton, please take the mic away from me.
All right, Mr. MC Eddie. That's his official name. And again, I just wanna welcome everyone to another weekly Wednesday webinar here at the Credit Union. It's actually our first webinar of the month of March. And if you're like me, I'm actually excited, looking forward to getting a little more of daylight outside. I know that daylight savings it's actually taking place this Saturday, so cannot wait to have longer days. And what that means, like Eddie was saying, it means that spring is around the corner. So we're excited. This winter for the folks that live in the DC area, has been a little cold, too snowy, and I just cannot wait for a little warmer temperatures to hit the area. And with that, also gotta do some spring cleaning, right, Eddie? We have got to do that. So with that being said, again, thank you all. Thank you for making time out of your busy day. We are excited to be back here with you on another weekly Wednesday webinar. The panelists, it's your familiar faces. You already heard his voice, Eddie Villanueva from the marketing department. And also from marketing, the person in charge of putting all this beautiful content, all the graphics and everything, Carrie Lazar. Thank you, Carrie. And the person leading the presentation, again, I always say that she is my right hand. She is the one that pretty much keeps me on track as well too with membership development, and that is none other than our very own Ken Fridley, or membership development analyst, who will be leading the presentation this evening. So, Kim, let's take it away for the third time today. Let's do it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Milton and panelist team. Really appreciate you guys. And welcome to this week's Wednesday webinar. We are going to talk about some spring cleaning this evening. We really think about, don't we all just think about spring as being kind of a time of renewal, a season when we clean out what we call clutter. refresh our homes, our yards, and we kind of embrace new beginnings. But have you actually considered applying that same mindset, that same principle to your finances? Just like a deep clean, that deep clean that we do or someone does in our home, it makes it more functional, organized. I love to be organized. Well, your money can make managing it easier and more effective too if we spring clean our finances. So this evening, we are going to focus really on three key areas to refresh your financial health. First, we're going to discuss how to declutter and organize your financial life, eliminating things like outdated accounts, paperwork. I hate paperwork and really unnecessary expenses. And then we're going to identify areas where we can all save more and actually spend smarter. Because small changes, what can they do? They can lead to really big financial wins. I always say little by little, a little becomes a lot. So finally, we'll work on some long-term planning to ensure that you are set up for success in this, whether that means reducing your debt, increasing your savings, or even preparing for retirement. We can never prepare for retirement too early, can we? So spring cleaning your finances, it's not just about making things look better. It's really about giving yourself more control, a lot less stress, and a stronger financial foundation. So let's go ahead and we're going to dive in. Bear with me just a sec. All righty. So we just talked about that. So organizing your financial paperwork. So before really you can make smart financial decisions, you really have to be organized. You really have to get yourself organized. Just like when you spring clean, that helps you find things like lost items. It helps you to clear out what you no longer need. Nothing feels any better than that to me. Organizing your financial paperwork ensures that you really have access to important documents when you need them. So think of it as kind of like decluttering your financial house. Do you know where all your key financial documents are? If an emergency happened, we never know when something may happen. Would you be able to locate your, let's say, tax returns, loan agreements, your retirement account details? A lot of people scramble around when they need this information because it's scattered all over the place in different places. Some in a fitting cabinet or a filing cabinet, some in email, you have all your folders, and some, can be completely misplaced. So here's a quick checklist of essential documents to keep in order. The first one's going to be bank statements, then tax returns, and label them. It really helps to keep yourself organized. You can literally, if you need a document, just go and thumb through wherever you have these things filed and get them easily and quickly instead of being frustrated. Loan documents, investment and retirement records, insurance policies, and estate planning documents. These are really the foundation of your financial health. Now, we're going to talk about what is actually the best place to store them. Consider setting up maybe a simple filing system. Either it can be digitally or it can be physically. You might like paper, you might not like paper, and it is okay, whatever works for you. But digitally, you can use a secure cloud storage. And then for physical copies, if you like paper, there's nothing better than a locked filing cabinet. Those are two great options. the key is just to have everything in one place. You don't want to have some things in a digital folder, some things in a filing cabinet, because then you really can be all over the place when it's time to go and find something. So the key is to have everything in one place so that you're not searching when you need something important and specific, especially at a certain time frame. And I think about right now with it being tax time, my husband owns his own LLC and it gets crazy. So we have had to literally put a system in place to where we are not just walking on eggshells during this time of year. So an action step for you would be, commit, first of all, to setting up a tracking system for your financial documents this week. Give yourself, it's those SMART goals, right? Give yourself a time frame. Whether that's creating labeled folders, I think you can even get those like at the Dollar Tree. They're not that expensive. Whether you're scanning documents using an online financial organizer, the goal here is really to reduce stress and frustration, and then you're going to gain control over your financial information. Track your spending and budget smarter. Spring cleaning isn't just about tidying up your space. It's really about gaining clarity. And one of the best ways to take control of your finances is to track where your money's going. When was the last time you reviewed your spending habits? We talk about this just about every week in these webinars. It's just really critical. Do you know exactly how much you're spending on essentials versus non-essentials? It is so eye-opening. Many of us don't. And that's where a budget comes in. And that is first and foremost where you have to start. So, and a budget's not about restricting yourself. It's about giving every dollar a purpose. Start by really reviewing your expenses from let's say the last 3 months. Identify patterns. Are there areas where you're actually overspending? Are there places where you could actually cut back? Small adjustments like reducing impulse purchases or dining out less, I am so guilty of this, can lead to really big savings over time. And if you track it, like I said, it is so eye-opening. One effective budgeting method is the 50-30-20 rule, if you've ever heard of that. 50% of your income goes to needs like housing, utilities, groceries. 30% goes to wants like entertainment, shopping, dining out. And then 20% you're going to put into savings or a debt repayment. And that's going to help you to build your future. So let me give you an action step. Take 10 minutes this week and review your bank statements. Identify at least one area where you can cut back and redirect those funds to a savings account, money market, CD, or if you're trying to repay debt. We're also going to give you a tip. Budgeting is really like cleaning. It's not a one-time task, right? Regular check-ins help you stay in control and adjust as needed. And then eliminate wasteful spending and save money. Think of this as decluttering your finances, just like getting rid of things you don't need in your home. It creates more space for you. It creates clarity. Cutting unnecessary expenses can really free up money for what really matters, like savings, that emergency fund that we always talk about. Investing is going to help you to have a better retirement, hopefully, and reach your financial goals that you've set into place. One of the easiest ways to start is by canceling, and we're all guilty of this, canceling unused subscriptions and memberships. A lot of us sign up for those free trials and then we forget to cancel them. I actually have to put it on the calendar on my phone, and I do like 3 or 4 alarms because I will forget. And you know, or we have a membership that we rarely use. Those small monthly charges, they really do add up over time. So take a few minutes this week to check your bank or your credit card statements. Get your red pen out, your blue pen, and get you a yellow Sharpie, a highlighter, and just really go through and pay attention to see if you're paying for services that you really no longer need. Next, we're going to want you to review your recurring charges and auto renewals. Are you still using all of these services that you have subscribed to? Maybe there's a streaming service that you barely watch, or it is the first of the year. A lot of us have started a gym membership. Are we really going, or is that just collecting dust? Adjusting these reoccurring expenses can really put money back into your pocket. So by eliminating wasteful spending, you can free up cash for savings, investing if you want to invest. And it's just going to allow you to build toward that financial security that you're wanting instead of, losing money on things that no longer serve you. So let me give you an action step. Find at least one expense that you can cut this week, whether it's a subscription, some type of membership, or an unnecessary recurring charge. The money that you save can go toward building that emergency fund that we talk about, debt repayment if you're trying to pay down debt and become debt free. There's nothing a better feeling than being debt free or reducing your debt. Or if you might have another financial goal. All of our financial situations are going to be, completely different. Consolidate financial accounts. If you've ever found yourself like juggling multiple checking accounts, savings accounts, maybe some old investment accounts, I promise you, you are not the only one. You're not alone. Over time, a lot of us accumulate accounts, maybe from different banks, previous jobs even, or just, out of convenience. But having too many accounts can really make managing your money confusing, disorganized, and inefficient. Consolidating your accounts can help you simplify your finances. It can help you reduce fees and streamline payments. So, for example, if you have, let's say, an old retirement account from a previous employer, consider rolling it over into your current workplace plan if they allow that, or roll it over. You can do a direct rollover into an IRA here at the credit union. This keeps everything in one place and just really makes it easier for you to track your investments. So beyond retirement accounts, look at any old checking and savings accounts. Do you have multiple accounts at different banks? If you do, what do you use them for? Really look and see if it is worth your time and your resources. Consolidating them can help you avoid unnecessary fees and keep better track of your financial goals. So think of it again, like, what are we talking about? Spring cleaning. You wouldn't want to keep any extra clutter in your house, right? So why keep unnecessary accounts open? Think of it just like clutter in your home. This is your spring cleaning your finances. So by consolidating, you actually reduce financial stress on yourself and minimize the risk of losing track of your money. So an action step, review your accounts this week. If you have old accounts you're no longer using, consider closing them or rolling it over to simplify your financial life. It really will make a difference. let's talk about managing and reducing debt. Debt can feel so overwhelming, but just like when you spring clean, tackling it step by step makes it manageable. I actually have a spring cleaning list and it tells me every day what I'm going to spring clean in my house. I mean, right down to today, you're going to wash all of your rugs. Tomorrow, I'm going to wash all of my curtains. So you can do your finances the exact same way. The key is to have a plan. Know what you owe and prioritizing repayment and avoid unnecessary new debt if you possibly can. You're going to start by focusing on high interest debt first. Credit cards, we all know that the nation average right now is almost 30%. Hopefully you have a USSFCU credit card. If you don't, put that on your to-do list for this week, next week. Credit cards typically carry some of the highest interest rates. Some of them even will fee you to death, making them the most expensive debt that you have to maintain. So paying these off or starting that debt reducing plan, it's going to pay off in the long run. It really will. Next, you might want to consider debt consolidation. If you have multiple loans, multiple credit cards with really high rates, think about rolling them into a single lower interest rate loan and one payment. That can make it manageable. It's going to save you money and interest over the long term, and it's going to reduce your overall cost. And then finally, the best way to stay out of debt is really to avoid, if you possibly can, taking on unnecessary new debt. That does not mean that all borrowing is bad. And I want to make sure that I stress that. Financing a house or refinancing a home, education, or even a vehicle can be very smart. I mean, we all need those things. What we're really talking about is impulsive purchases with high interest rates. Those should be avoided whenever possible. They really should. So an action step for managing and reducing debt, you're going to sit down and you're going to make a list of all your debts this week. You're going to include balances and your interest rate. Then choose a repayment strategy, and we've talked about it before, whether it's the avalanche method, that actually is paying off the highest interest debt first. Or we've talked about it before, the snowball method. That's actually starting with the smallest balances for quick wins. And it really all depends on personality. What is actually going to make you feel successful? Because that's the whole purpose. We don't want you to start it already thinking, I can't do this. So there are a couple different strategies you can use that best suits your financial needs. So every dollar you put toward paying off debt today it truly is going to be money saved in future interest payments. Review and renegotiate bills. When was the last time you sat down and checked to see if you were overpaying on your bills? Do you open your bills when you get them? Are they all electronic? And you just ignore them because it comes out automatically. Many of us do that. We set up auto pay for our utilities, our telephones, our insurance, and then we never think about them again. It is all about convenience. However, just like clearing out unnecessary clutter in your home, you've got to review those statements. You've got to renegotiate sometimes your bills. That can free up money that could be put to better use. Don't give it away. Start by calling your service provider, cable, internet, cell phone, even your insurance company. If you've looked at automobile insurance rates lately, they are off the chain. They have doubled, tripled. I know ours has here. Many providers could give you a better deal. They might offer lower rates, but they're only going to do it if you ask. It is so important that you advocate for yourself. A 5-minute phone call could save you hundreds of dollars per year. Let them know that, you know what, I'm exploring better options. I'm calling around. I'm trying to find the best rate. And I can guarantee you they're going to want to keep your business and they're probably going to offer you a discount or match a competitor's rate. Next, you're gonna want to compare alternative providers. You know, you might find a cheaper streaming service, a more affordable insurance plan, or even a better phone plan that meets your needs without all those extra costs. Many companies offer seasonal promotions, and spring is a great time to check. So you got to really be proactive. By taking a proactive approach, you are going to keep more money in your pocket without sacrificing the services that you need. So here's an action step for reviewing and renegotiating your bills. Pick just one bill this week. Don't care what it is, whether it's your phone, your internet, your insurance, and just make that 5-minute phone call to say, hey, I'm shopping around. Is there anything you can do to lower my rate and payment, or do I need to go to a different provider? Even the smallest savings adds up over time. It really, truly does. And then you're going to want to save with a purpose. You know, saving with purpose means having a clear plan for your money, whether you're preparing for unexpected expenses or maybe you're working towards, you know, that goal, that major goal. Intentional saving can truly help you stay financially secure. So we talk about this, an emergency fund. It is one of the most important savings priorities. It really is. You know, experts recommend keeping at least 3 to 6 months worth of expenses in a separate savings account for unexpected costs like medical bills or car repairs or a government shutdown. We just never know. Beyond emergencies, consider saving for big purchases, whether it's a new vehicle, maybe a vacation, or even a down payment on a home. The key is to set up automatic transfers so your savings grows consistently without requiring that extra effort. So an action step for saving with a purpose: increase your savings contribution by just 1%. Just by 1%. Do that this week. And you're not going to miss the money, I promise. But it will make the biggest difference over time. It really will. Treat savings just like you would a monthly bill. You know, automate it. Have it automatically transferred so it becomes part of, you know, your financial routine. And see how longevity is going to impact your finances. You know, one of the biggest challenges when it comes to retirement planning is just making sure your money lasts as long as you do. A lot of people underestimate their life expectancy, which means they just don't save enough to cover rising healthcare costs, inflations, and those daily expenses. Healthcare costs in particular, believe it or not, tend to increase as we age. So it's essential to factor that into your retirement savings plan. Additionally, inflation reduces purchasing power over time. It does, meaning the money you set aside today is not going to go as far in 20 or 30 years. So a smart strategy is to regularly review your retirement plan and make adjustments based on your expected lifespan and financial needs. So you could consider like diversifying your investments, exploring income generating options like maybe annuities or Social Security optimization. So we want to give you an action step for seeing how longevity impacts your finances. Review your retirement savings plan this month to ensure that it aligns with your long financial goals. Your money should outlast you, not the other way around. Start planning now for a financially secure future. Let's talk about getting rid of paper documents and going digital. Paper clutter isn't just inconvenient. It can also put your financial security at risk. It really can. If you have stacks of old statements, tax returns, personal documents just sitting around, they can easily be misplaced or even stolen. That's why going digital is one of the best ways to protect and organize your financial records. You know, start by shredding outdated documents you no longer need, especially anything with your personal information on it. Then store essential records like things like tax documents, insurance policies, estate planning files in a secure digital format, either on an encrypted drive or a trusted cloud service. Switching to electronic statements and online banking helps you track transactions in real time. You can look at it every day, twice a day, 3 times a day, at midnight. It eliminates the risk of lost paper statements and a more eco-friendly option. Believe it or not, fraudsters are still stealing things out of mailboxes. They are. So don't have your statements come to you in the mail. Sign up, you know, for e-statements if you haven't already. So let me give you an action step for getting rid of paper documents and going digital. You know, take just a few minutes this week to digitize at least one important document and set up e-statements if you haven't already, just one, and see how you do. You can take baby steps. You can do this at your comfort level. It's just important that you do it, even if it is little by little. A little becomes a lot. You know, a well-organized digital financial system, it's going to help prevent identity theft, and it's going to make it easier to access your important documents when you need them. Just like you wouldn't leave your front door unlocked at night. And if anybody on this call is doing that, we need to have an offline conversation. I'll give you my direct number because it is not safe anymore. You also shouldn't leave your financial accounts vulnerable to fraud. Cyber criminals and identity thieves are constantly and consistently finding new ways to access sensitive information. It's so sad, but it is so true. Making financial security, it has to be your top priority. It really does. The first step is to update your passwords regularly. We've talked about this in the past too, and enable two-factor authentication anytime you can with any accounts that you have. This extra layer of security helps to prevent unauthorized access. Even if someone gets hold of your login credentials, more than likely, they're not going to have your phone, your cell phone. They're not going to be able to get that second layer of authentication. You're also going to want to monitor your credit report for any unusual activity. You know that you are entitled, and if you don't know, you're entitled to a free credit report from each of the 3 major credit bureaus at annualcreditreport.com. And so we highly, highly recommend reviewing your report. It can help you catch errors or even fraudulent accounts that you didn't know about before they actually become a bigger problem. It takes a consumer so many hours and hours of their own time to fix these types of things when they're the victim. They did not do this themselves. So just do everything you can to eliminate becoming a victim of identity theft or fraud. So an action step we want to give you for securing and protecting your finances: update at least one of your financial passwords today or tomorrow, and enable that two-factor authentication on accounts that you don't already have it on. So again, baby steps. Think of financial security as routine maintenance, just like taking your car and getting it maintained, or even yourself to the doctor, to the dentist. No different. It is no different with your financial security. Just like you check your smoke detectors at home. Regularly checking your financial security, it truly can help protect your money and your personal information. Guard it with your life. Planning for the future. A strong financial plan isn't just about today. It is about ensuring that your future is secure and stress-free. So retirement and estate planning may not always feel urgent, but let me tell you, time flies. It really does. The sooner you start, the better prepared you're going to be. One key factor to consider is inflation and long-term financial needs. The cost of living is going to continue to rise, which means your savings needs to keep pace. It does. Having a solid strategy to grow and protect your wealth, it ensures you maintain your lifestyle in retirement. And isn't that our goal? Next, you're going to review your Social Security and pension benefits. Knowing when and how to claim benefits, it really can significantly impact your income in retirement. If you're unsure of your options, now is the time to explore different scenarios and optimize your benefits. Lastly, working with a financial advisor can really help you set clear retirement goals and develop that plan in order to reach them. So whether it's structuring withdrawals, minimizing taxes, which we all want to do, or adjusting investment strategies, professional guidance can make a huge difference. It really can. So an action step for planning for the future, schedule a financial checkup. We're going to talk about fellows and Michael Schimmel. As a member of the credit union, you can have a free consultation with him. He is fabulous. Most of us employees use him ourselves. So we are a testament to he really truly cares and he is so knowledgeable. So make that financial checkup. If you need to make an appointment with him, I am happy to send your information over and have him give you a call. Again, it is a free consultation, another benefit of being a U.S. Senate Federal Credit Union member. Just remember, a well-prepared future means peace of mind. Start planning today for retirement that's going to work for you. Automate and simplify your finances. Managing your finances, it does not have to be stressful. It doesn't. Automating key transactions like bill payments, savings transfers, it ensures your financial goals stay on track with minimal effort. With my USS FCU Online or online bill pay, you can set up recurring payments to avoid late fees and keep your accounts in good standing. That's also going to help with your FICO score. No more worrying about missing due dates. Another great strategy is to automate your savings. Scheduling automatic transfers to your savings account, whether it's weekly or monthly, it makes it effortless to build financial security over time. It really does. So an action step for you to take away from automating and simplifying your finances, set up online bill pay. Set up online bill pay this week through my USS FCU for a simple, secure way to manage your payments. The less time you spend worrying about bills, the more time you can spend on planning for your future. Financial wellness is really about more than just saving money. It is truly about understanding how to manage it effectively and make really informed decisions that set you up for success. That's why here at the credit union, we offer our Best Life Wellness. It is a comprehensive financial education platform. It is amazing. It is designed to help you take control of your financial future. There are interactive tools, there are courses, guides. You can learn about budgeting, you can learn about saving, investing, and a whole lot more. Whether you're just starting your financial journey or you're looking to refine your strategy, these resources that we provide to you completely free It really gives you insight to help you make smarter financial choices. So one of the best parts, you can learn at your own pace. Whether you want to dive deep into financial planning or you just need some quick tips. The Best Life Wellness is available whenever you need it. It's on our website. So an action step we want to provide you to empower your financial future with Best Life Wellness. Explore the Best Life Wellness platform. Do it this week, do it next week. It truly will make a difference. You will learn. I've been in this business for 30 years and I learn something new every single day that helps with my financial wellness. Investing in financial education, it's one of the best ways to set yourself up for long-term success. So start using that, learning and taking control of your financial future. And then get help when you need it. You don't have to navigate your financial journey alone. Whether you need help with budgeting, debt management, long-term planning, we are here for you. We are here to support you through whatever financial stage you are at. We offer financial guidance in person, over the telephone, online. We give you the channel of communication you want, need, and deserve. So you can get, the best information, education you need in a way that works for you. So if you're looking for personalized support, you can always call me. You can always call Milton. We are always available. We might not answer. It just means we're helping another member. But you can leave us a message and we promise to return your phone call and have that conversation with you. We are, available to you. And then for additional resources, if you need financial counseling or budgeting, we have Green Path. They can definitely help you. They can pull your credit report, go over it in detail with you. If you've never seen a credit report before, it can look, kind of intimidating, and they can help go through line by line, show you exactly what you owe, what your credit looks like, help you get a budget in place. If you need help, reducing your debt, they can help with that as well. And if you need help with, retirement planning, estate planning, Michael Schimmel at Fellows, we actually partner with him and he can help you with that. So we are actually done with tonight's webinar. I really hope this was beneficial to you guys. We really wanted to bring in something as spring arrives. It's time to refreshen your financial situation. So thank you so much for attending, for being with us this evening. Please give us feedback. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know if there's any type of financial topic that you would like to see us bring in a weekly Wednesday webinar, and continue to invite people that could benefit from this. So I'm going to hand it back over to our panelist team.
Thank you so much, Kim. That was a great presentation. And I know for sure that I have some homework to do myself this weekend. Now, in my defense, it's going to be a shorter Sunday because of the time change. But it definitely, some of the tips that you shared with everyone, Kim, they were spot on. It's just analyzing, reviewing, and like you said, right? I mean, if you can go and find one account or a subscription that you're paying for can you live without it? And if the answer is yes, go ahead and cancel that subscription and put whatever money you were paying for that, and add that into your savings accounts, into your emergency funds. We always talk about making sure that we have at least set aside enough money to keep us afloat for at least 3 months, right? Ideally 6 months. But where are we right now, right? Have that conversation, like review your bank statements, like Kim was saying. and really do a complete big snapshot of your finances and see if you what kind of adjustments you need to make. I know if you're like me, I'm about to get a little break in my home. We or gas well the heater in our house is run by gas. So my gas bill runs pretty high in the winter because we like to keep the temperature warm inside the house. But with warmer temperatures, that means that I'm going to get a break on my gas bill. So I'm already, thinking about, okay, so what am I going to do with the extra money that I was paying on that? So again, thank you so much, Kim. You definitely got us thinking. It was a wonderful presentation, and I'm going to hand it back to Eddie. Eddie, any questions, comments, or anything that we have on the shot? And don't forget the
Yes,
commitment, right? The commitment is that
yes.
we will answer every single question before we let you go this evening. So thank you so much again, Kim.
Thank you, Milton. Kim, you are amazing at your presentations. I learn something new every single time you present. So thank you very much. You keep us engaged, you keep us interested, so thank you for adding that enthusiasm because we can tell that you breathe the financial industry. You're very passionate about it. So thank you for that. And then Milton, thank you for sharing your knowledge as well. We know that you've been in the financial industry for some time now, and the fact that you share your own testimonies and your experience that helps a lot, both the panelists team, but mainly the attendants as well. I just wanted to say that we have all of a couple of attendees, a few attendees, I should say, saying thank you for the presentation, very useful, specific steps. Thank you, very informative. Somebody say great job. Thank you very much. These comments make us smile from ear to ear, honestly, because your support means a lot to us. And like we have said before, without your support, this wouldn't be possible. So thank you very much for attending, and thank you very much for sending us all that great feedback. Whatever the feedback might be, we want to hear it because there's always room for improvement, and we want to make sure that we deliver quality to you all. I know that there was a question that Carrie already answered, but if she wants to answer again, see, Carrie, I'm always putting you on the spot, right? Who's the financial advisor? Michael who? Can you tell us who's the advisor, Carrie?
Sure. So that's Michael Schimmel from Fellows Financial Group. The credit union's partnered with them. They probably brought them on board. It's been probably almost 5 years, if not a little more. And he is available to all members, credit union members. If you've got a question, like Kim said about estate planning, retirement planning, he specializes too in government employee benefits like TSPs and stuff. So if you go to our website, you could schedule a one-on-one virtual. He's got an office in it's in Virginia. I want to say not where do you remember?
The Oakland? No.
Yeah, it's close. It's not far. And that's a big thing because some people, all these virtual advisors these days, they want some people prefer somebody local sometimes, but you could schedule a free one-on-one with him at your prep, however you want to do it. Just go to our website. There's a link to his calendar on there. Otherwise, his phone number's on there. Give him a call, email him. He's really responsive.
All right. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you very much for
You,
answering. Go ahead,
I was
Milton.
going to say, Carrie, can you remind us what is the cost to set up an appointment with Michael?
There's no cost.
It's
All
free
right.
99.
We love
That's
free
what.
stuff, right? And
What was that thing
especially
you said? Free 99.
Yes.
that's what it's right. And then,
Awesome.
like we said, make sure that you invest in your financial health, per se. You want to make sure that you talk to the experts, whether you have a goal in mind or something that you want to accomplish. Talk to Michael. That's the reason why, he does this for a living. He's going to set you up for success. So thank you very much. Before we go to the next question, I want to give a special shout out to Robbie on the attendee list. She was one of the, winners of the bingo. So, thank you very much for supporting us. We hope that, the prize that you got, was beneficial for you. We hope that it put a smile on your face, and you definitely put a smile on our face this evening by showing up to the webinar. So thank you very much for that. Panelist team, what's the first step you recommend to someone who feels financially disorganized but doesn't know where to start?
Excellent question. Kim, you want to take that?
Sure. Yeah. So always with a budget, you're going to want to start with a budget. You're going to want to know what income you have coming in and what debt is going out. That can be literally a one-pager. You're going to want to decide whether you want paper or you want it to be digital. The last thing you want, if you get everything through the mail, is stacks and stacks of mail sitting on your kitchen table or your counter. There's nothing that feels more disorganized than that. So, you really have to sit down, come up with a strategy. Please get all of those things on e-statements. You can always, we highly recommend that you look at them just to make sure that they're correct. We live in a world where people make mistakes, even companies. So make sure that what they are billing you for is accurate. And then you're going to want to set them up on e-statements if you want to go in every month and download it and save it within a folder within your computer, your laptop, your drive. Highly recommend it. Just name it, whatever it is, send it right over there every month that you get it, and forget about it. And stop getting all of those statements by mail and having all that paper sitting around. If you are a paper person, you're going to want to get some type of filing cabinet, something where you can label what it is: mortgage, taxes, water, electric, gas, cable. And you're going to want to make sure that you are filing all of those documents in the proper place. It really can become overwhelming. You're going to want to make sure you have a nice big space if you have a lot of paper coming in, just to keep it organized. There's nothing any worse than being disorganized with your financial situation. If you want, to talk offline, you can always call me. Once you get it organized, you are going to have the biggest sense of relief, peace, stress-free. So we highly, highly recommend that you take these tips and get your financial situation organized the best that you can. And again, you can do baby steps, just do a little bit at a time. We don't want to overwhelm you with having to do it all at once. So I hope that helps.
And I think, Kim, something that I always like to emphasize, and I think it's very relevant with every topic that we go over, is that as a member, the people that are sitting behind the camera, or the ones that the attendees, I should say, they should do the due diligence to see, hey, what's my goal? What's my strategy? And I think that's a very great first step, because once you have an action plan, you know where you want to head. You don't want to, just play it by ear. No, you want to make sure that you have a concrete details, and then you have, a vision that you want to accomplish.
Yeah. And, I want to say this is a no judgment zone. We've all been there. There have been times, and there are still times, when I am disorganized with my finances. So we're all in this together to help each other. Our finances don't look alike, but our organization skills can definitely help each other.
In other words, people helping
That's
people.
right.
Another question. How often should we check our credit reports? What would you recommend, panels team?
It's a great question, Eddie. It is recommended that you check at least once every 3 months or once a quarter. That is just so just so that it gives you the peace of mind that you don't see it, and there's nothing in there that is that everything that shows there is what's supposed to be there, right? So again, if you don't check it often, I mean, personally, I would say at least once a month. But I don't want to, don't want to add any, I don't want to scare anyone with that answer, but to be on the conservative side, definitely at least once every 3 months. And don't forget, you can get the copy of your credit report for free at annualcreditreport.com. It's the website where you want to go. We can put that website on the chat there so everyone can have it. But at annualcreditreport.com, you can go in there and you can obtain a free copy of your credit report, and make sure that you get it at least once every 3 months.
All right, thank you. Great tips. I really, really appreciate it. And as Milton emphasized, Kerry put the link on the chat. So if you want to have access to that, annualcreditreport.com is the website that you want to go to. So somebody in the attendee list is telling us, I'm thinking of refinancing my home equity loan, and I would like to speak to someone about this. Who would I call, GreenPath or one of you all? So if they want to refinance their home equity loan, who should they contact?
Kim Fridley. Kim
That's it.
Fridley. Yes, call me. I will send a referral over to our expert home equity department and have them give you a call. And they'll be glad to go over all of your options with you and get you into the best product for your need.
So if they call that 1-800 number, what option should they pick? Number two, number one, what option is that, Kim?
That would be lucky number 7 and the name Kim Fridley.
All right, perfect. And there is the one and only Kim Friendly. You cannot get her confused. She'll take care of you. Now, what do you look, we're talking about online platforms and tools that you can use for, all these great tips that we went over. So somebody's asking, what do you look for in an online financial organization platform?
That's a great question as well, Eddie. We're talking about a spring cleaning, right? Your finances and finding ways to save money and get yourself organized. So with that, one of the first things that I would highly recommend is to make sure that that tool that you look into utilize, make sure it's free. Let's start there. You don't want to pay for a service that you can find somewhere else at no cost. So be very careful. Again, there's a lot of different tools online that you can perhaps subscribe to. But oftentimes, they will have some type of subscription fee. That I mean, it might not be too expensive and whatnot, but you know what? When it comes to getting your finances organized, every penny counts. And so, if you want to, make sure that you start at the right place, I highly encourage you to go and make sure that whatever tool you're using, that is free to you. There's no cost. So that would definitely be one of the first tips we would provide for someone that is looking for a tool to get you organized. But with that being said, again, when it comes to that, I'm a little bit old school. I was talking to Eddie. We had a presentation within this morning to some students, and I guess we show our age, Eddie, in a way. But I am very traditional, especially when it comes to like budgeting tools. I actually use a spreadsheets on Excel. It really really helps me stay organized. I put in all of my income, how much money I get every month, what are my expenses, and what are my goals. And that alone, believe it or not, is free. It keeps me honest. Oftentimes, denial is one of those things that it's kind of hard to overcome, especially if you like to live a certain lifestyle. But when you see the hard data numbers in front of you, it truly can get you humble very quick. So again, that is just what I use myself. So Tim, panelists, if you all want to add anything else to that question.
Oh, I completely agree with you. I was just thinking my younger, more immature financial self probably used a pencil and paper. And then as I started maturing in my financial resources, then I used a Word document. And then now that I have learned Excel, love Excel, that is actually absolutely what I use. So again, baby steps, whatever you feel comfortable with. There are even planners that you can purchase, even at the Dollar Tree. And if you like to write on paper and keep a book, at least it's all right there. They even have little folders you can put, paper in. So yeah, great answer, and great question.
Definitely a great question because sometimes we don't know what type of tools we should use. And, find your own mechanism. Like Ken was saying, we all share maybe the same struggles, but all our finances look differently. But, the main goal is that you find something that works for you. And if you need any guidance or anything like that, that's the reason why the U.S. Senate Federal Credit Union is having these webinars for you to feel confident to build that relationship with us. So whenever you have like a financial need or any questions, you can hit the 1-800 number and best believe that we will be helping you out. Panelist team, can you talk about loan mortgage reamortization, advantages and disadvantages?
That's another great question, Eddie, and whoever put the question in the chat. That's an excellent question. Definitely the what I would say, what I consider some advantages versus disadvantages. It depends on what your mortgage rate is. So for example, if you were lucky enough, you got your mortgage when the rates were in the low 3% or even high twos, making a large sum of making a large payment towards a principal will definitely help you down on the long run, and could really save you a lot of interest down the road. So again, if what I would say, my first question that I'll ask you would be, what is the current rate that you have in your mortgage? Is it a high mortgage, high interest rate, or is it low? If it's a low, I think making a large payment towards the principal will really help you. If it's not, if you probably got a mortgage recently and your rate is over 5% or higher, making a large payment to your principal might not do too much, unless you specify, and tell the mortgage company that you want the money to go towards the principal. If you don't, then a lot of the extra payment that you make will probably go into the interest, because for any time you get a loan, especially a mortgage loan, the first 15 years, most of the payments that you make, goes directly to the interest, and a small portion goes to the principal. After you hit that 15 year, and I'm referring to a traditional 30-year mortgage, right? So after you pass that 15 year, then you start kind of like they meet at the same level, if you will. And that's where, if your mortgage payment is $2,000, 1,000 goes to the principal and 1,000 goes to the interest. And then, once you get past that, it starts to go down. So more money goes to the principal and less to the interest. So again, my question would be, get a clear understanding as to where you are, what kind of rate you have. If your rate is high, I wouldn't recommend it, just because you could potentially refinance your mortgage down the road to a much lower interest rate. And if that is the case, it will be a lot better to pay it down when you're doing the refinance, versus doing it while you still have the loan. But if you're on the other side, where your mortgage rate, it's lower, then making a large payment will help you, pay off the mortgage a lot quicker, and help you save more money, that is going directly to the interest rate. I hope that answered the question. I know it was a little confusing in there, but anytime you do what we call a recast, is another term that we use, that is used in the mortgage industry. You had to know exactly where you stand in terms of what kind of rate you're paying, before you decide to make a large payment towards the loan. Thank you, Eddie.
Milton, I'm confused. I don't know if you're the membership development officer or the mortgage officer, because all that knowledge you just gave us, it was gold, it was golden. So thank you very much for that, bro. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge. And, definitely you explain it, pretty well. And, we hope that the person that asked the question has some more clarity after hearing that answer. We know that it's 7:04. We're going to go to our last question of the evening, 6:04 for Kerry, in Illinois, I believe. But this is the last question to close this Wednesday's presentation. Does the 50-30-20 rule change if you are retired and receiving annually plus Social Security payments? Annuity.
So you still have income coming in. But in retirement, you may not owe a mortgage. So instead of 50% going to a mortgage, groceries, and utilities, you might only need 20% or 30%, because you're always going to have groceries and utilities. Maybe the 50% could be moved to your entertainment and your leisure plans. That sounds great to me. And then you could put the other percentage towards saving. So absolutely, you're still going to have income coming in. You're still going to have income going out. So you still want those percentages to add up to 100% of what funds you have coming in compared to what you have going out. But you can absolutely adjust those percentages to different, debt, non-debt things that you have. I hope that helps.
Thank you, Kim. That was a great answer, and I believe Eddie, that was the last question as well. So again, we went over a little bit by a few minutes, and actually, they had a lot of extra time to answer more questions and go more in detail. But with that being said, before we do let you go, definitely want to invite you all to come back and see us next Wednesday. Next Wednesday is going to be a slightly different type of webinar. We are really excited. As a matter of fact, it's actually going to be, believe it or not, it's going to be a panel discussion around IRA. So we're going to bring our lovely Madison Love along with other colleagues from the United States Senate Federal Credit Union that are going to share some great tips, a lot of resources on how to manage and work around the IRA. So it is going to be exciting, right, Carrie?
Yeah, it's going to be really fun. Actually, we're going to ask them questions about how they feel about saving. We've got a girl who's just starting out, so someone on the younger side. We've got more seasoned savers, some that are a little skeptical about saving, and Madison's going to ask them questions. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be exciting again. That is going to be the webinar for next Wednesday. So next Wednesday at 6 p.m., we look forward to having you back. Please, help us spread the word, and especially if you're finding this webinar is helpful. So with that being said, Kim, thank you so much. You are amazing. Eddie, Carrie, everyone here that comes in every Wednesday and presents to all of our members and potential members. We truly appreciate you all. And that's all I got to say. So, Mr. Wong, you didn't come off here this time, but we hopefully you will next time. And let's all have a great evening and start adjusting your clocks.
Yes, get ready for spring.
Yeah, it'll be light out next time we meet next
Yay.
week.
It will be, but we're gonna lose an hour of sleep, so
You can
something's
afford
gotta
it.
give right. All right,
Thank you
everyone.
all so much.
Let's see.